It's Friday, boys, and Bitcoin taking a little dump here off the back of a greater market dump. Not just the core, not even just crypto. Everyone is stuck, sitting, wondering, why is it dumping? We had such a beautiful green week, at least in other markets. Why is Friday wrapping up red? Well, we're going to get into that today. I'll tell you exactly why I think this is happening. We can speculate, of course, no one knows for sure, but I have the most rational, logical reason. I'm going to share it with you in just a minute. If you're joining us, thank you. If you're joining us in the future, thank you in the future. If you could, smash those like buttons, subscribe, share the stream out, help hype it up. We got a good amount of people watching actually for Random Friday stream. Seems the spice is back. 65.2 catching the attention of our viewers, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's good to see people back, man. Some of these streams have been slow. Thanks for joining for the FOMC yesterday. That was wild. Shout out to Gina and Asian Gina, the new contender on the field. Whew, Asian Gina. All right. All right. 60K inbound, says the chat. That could happen. Could be. Let's take a look here. I was saying in the chat earlier before the live, 65,250. I'm watching this level, and if we see a break, we'll probably go live early. It did not break yet. I said, likely we're going to sit here for a little bit, chill out. Likely it'll be boring during the live stream as it always is. Then when we turn it off, it'll get spicy again. But here we are, that number not pulled out of my butt, coming from the chart. On the way up on one of our first bullish weekly weeks out of, I don't know how many since March, we painted a beautiful order block here, continued higher, retested our highs, failed to break a higher high, which is not the most comfortable position to be in. And now basically just back to this order block. This is approaching the no man's land of this local chart here. There is not a lot below us. 61.5 is probably the next downside target that I'll be looking at if today meaningfully breaks under 65,250. If we start seeing candle closes, etc. Let's zoom in real tight here. Exactly as predicted for now. Shout out to Carl the Moon. Exactly as predicted. Now, moving sideways right here, this makes sense. This is a strong support on a local, we'll call it time frame. Strong support here. Wouldn't be surprised to see this just continue sideways for a little bit. Maybe a move back to the 66K area, a little intraday bounce. But, man, that does not look great. This does not look great. So why is it dumping, Tom? Why is it dumping? Let's talk about that. Give me a minute. Give me a minute here. Had nice trend lines here. Price really was interacting with these quite cleanly. Not really looking good after breaking that low. Man, breaking our range lows. We broke past mid-May. There we go. Maybe targeting 64.5. May 16th. I don't know. I'm really just talking to myself here, warming myself up on the chart. I've been getting ready, listening, peeping the news, trying to find an edge. Maybe I should share that with you. So for the moment, we're holding here. Maybe I'll go through really low time frames because we might see some spice on the chart during the live. I'm going to set my alerts very tight. Give me a sec to just kind of flip through these. Just take a peek at what we got here. Momentum maybe slowing on the 1 minute, but nothing fancy. 5 minute, really the same deal, but on both MACD, RSI, even Stotch, and Market Cipher B, we're seeing these lower lows, money flow coming down. Not a great bullish signal, unfortunately. 15 minute just rolled into the negative money flow. We're getting that green dot on Market Cipher. That could suggest some kind of local bounce. I wouldn't get hopes up too high. 30 minute, son of a bee, just as I started the live stream, closing below 65,250. That's not what I was hoping to see. That's not great. You don't want to be closing candles below that potential support. Momentum on the MACD continuing to the downside, not showing signs of stopping yet. Stotch in the dirt. Let's go to the 45. Nothing great here. The only semi-good signal, VWAP starting to curl up here, but money flow not giving us really what I was hoping for. That hourly close, brutal. Right as the stream started, brutal. 65.2, just below 65.250. It's okay. It's okay. Not seeing anything good yet. Not seeing anything spicy. Well, lots of spice, but nothing good spiced. Got the bear spices on today. 2 hour looking like crap. Let's go to the 4. Man, 4 hour not giving us good signs. Nothing good. I would not be surprised to see continuation to the downside today, unfortunately. I doubt we get to 61.5 this weekend, but I could see this maybe as a low of next weekend if we fail to really break any highs. If we're just dicking around here with these red candles moving sideways, 61.5 probably going to be where it is. I will update you on the live trades because there has been some changes. I did get stopped out of my long. But first, let's answer, why is everything dumping? If we look at Nasdaq, Nasdaq hasn't gotten the memo. Nasdaq just being a beast. This did have some red candles in sync with Bitcoin earlier, holding up well, however, surprisingly. Apple fading a little bit here intraday, seeing a lower low, just adding to that kind of greater market dump. Tesla, same thing, seeing these grinding down lower lows on the day. Man, stocks are not good. Stocks have been up really all week, and Bitcoin has been sitting out of the rally. It's kind of foreign to me. It's a little foreign. It's just not really what I remember of Bitcoin over the last 8 years. NVIDIA up. It did hit a low with kind of Bitcoin dropping and the rest of the markets as well, but NVIDIA seems to be holding up well. Where is NVIDIA going? That's my question. I was looking at the chart on the macro the other day, and it's just where is this going, man? It's already hit its 2 extension from 22 sell-off. It seems to be holding up above there. This thing doesn't really have any more upside targets. It's weird. I can't use the fib tool to find anything. It doesn't have these meaningful pullbacks. Almost since 2016, this chart has known only up about 12,000%. Man, what do you guys think, chat? What do you think NVIDIA is going to top out if you're following it? I want to hear it. I want to know what you're looking at, what you're thinking. I'm going to pull the chat up, but let me get through this very brief intro. All right, popping out the chat. Got it. GME struggling as we kind of expected. S&P 500, not quite as strong as the Nasdaq here. Seeing those lows in the day, it is looking to maybe turn that around. So stocks not looking great. What could possibly be pushing down all these markets at the same time? And not just what, but why? Let me share with you. During the FOMC on Wednesday, the dollar found some sneaky strength here on basically the news we already knew. Inflation not at the 2% target. Fed not seeing adequate progress to begin discussing interest rate hikes yet. But that's not exactly bullish for the dollar by itself. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, the dollar, when it gains strength, we typically see virtually everything lose value or go down in dollars. And this can be attributed to the dollar being stronger. And when the dollar is stronger, it has a greater purchasing power, meaning that anything valued in dollars logically loses value when the dollar gains strength. But that isn't the only piece of this puzzle today. Why is the dollar going up? The petro oil agreement or whatever it was with the Saudis that stood for 50 years was recently not re-signed. We have things like BRICS coming into the picture. We have countries moving away from the dollar. What's going on here? I have a simple, logical, non-FUD, non-FOMO reason for what's happening here. First things first, I do believe this is a dead cat bounce. Meaning, I don't think that our rally on the dollar is going to continue and bring us, let's say, back to 22 highs. I don't think that's what we're seeing here. We zoom out to a weekly or even monthly time frame. This does look kind of strong here. Got a rounding bottom, flat top being tested, lows coming up. That looks good, but I'm still not convinced that we're going to see a real breakout on the dollar for one specific reason. The dollar is gaining strength, not necessarily because the dollar itself is stronger, right? We know this. Inflation isn't at our 2% target. The dollar is giving up power. But what we're seeing globally is other countries, major currencies, cutting their interest rates while the dollar has not. That is a logical reason that the Dixie, which is just a measure of the dollar versus 5 other major currencies, is seeing some upside here. When the Fed confirmed there would be no interest rate cut soon, basically on Wednesday, the dollar found some legs. Bidders came in as they saw to take advantage of, basically, I'll say it's kind of like arbitrage, but take advantage of the Fed committing to not changing interest rates. I think it was Canada, Bank of Japan. There's probably more. Argentina, Venezuela, maybe. There was a few. China had their first one. We went over that on Wednesday. Trying to remember all of them. Lots of the world cutting rates with the dollar not. So when will the dollar stop rallying? In the short term, who knows? But in the bigger picture, I can see the dollar continuing to move back to about the 107 highs, potentially higher, until we do get those interest rate cuts. Once the U.S. starts moving those cuts back, or moving those rates back, in basically in line with the rest of the world, the dollar will likely settle back and lose some of the strength it has here. That's not a great outlook for this summer. I personally don't think that we will see interest rate cuts until post-election, if this year at all. We started the year with 5. They said there was going to be 5. Then there was going to be 3. This on this channel, since pretty much the beginning of the year, we've been saying, I don't think we're going to see any. I really don't. I'm still in that boat. I would love to be wrong, guys. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just a dude chilling on YouTube with you guys. I see we've gained 1 subscriber. We have 700 live viewers. Those are some good numbers for a Friday. What's up, Future Tiger Crypto NFTs? Subscribed. 𝐂𝐧, Andres, Londo, Castro. Welcome to the fam, guys. If you're out there, hit that button. Make this number spin. Jump in the Discord. We're going to look at some more charts. I could speak for... It was funny, before the live, maybe this morning when I woke up, I was like, guys, there's too much to talk about. Bitcoin, there's so much volatility. It's like I could go on for days. That did change up pretty quickly as we approach the stream here. So we will have some more to talk about. We'll go a little bit more in depth on those charts. We're going to look at, I don't know, I got a whole slew of alerts. We can go through some of these. It's Friday. It's time to chill. It's time to enjoy the weekend. I hope you guys have something lined up. I know I do. I got some plans. But let me see. Yeah, real quick, we'll do what we have to do every stream. Let's shout out our sponsors, LuxAlgo, the #1 indicator company in the world. They have hundreds of free indicators on TradingView. Check them out. They have some awesome premium indicators, and you can get a month free risk-free. I can never say this right. I'm a terrible shill. A 1-month risk-free trial if you use my link. Check it out. Give it a try. See if it's right for you. Meta Signals as well, our newest sponsor, in tandem with Eric Crown and K-Dubs from CryptoZombie. Great names in the space. Their algorithm for essentially spotting trades, you can call it a signals algorithm, but I don't like to call it that, is phenomenal. I've been following it. Maybe we can take a look at those in the stream a little bit. You can get a 2-week risk-free trial using my link, guys, and make sure to jump in the Discord. Shill's out of the way. Shill's out of the way. The day's ours. What's up? BG scalp long? Yeah, I think we're going to see a return to like 66. Let's do a little more analysis. Let's do a little more analysis on that, because clearly I didn't. I was getting ready for the stream as this dumped. Interesting, very, very low time frame here. Just our dump from a few hours ago to our low in this hour. Now, we don't have a confirmed low in. We could see lower trading. So this fib still kind of out in the open, kind of still in decision. But our 1618 sits at 66.5. That lines up very well with our hourly low that we saw, yesterday. Not a bad place for price to look to move back to, even if it's going to continue dumping into the weekend. What's up, Andrew Miller? If we don't get a pump by July, it will be bearish as hell. Honestly, guys, I was getting a little stoked on the Bitcoin summer run potential, because how glorious would that be? I don't even think I know what it feels like for Bitcoin to be pumping its brains out and it be nice outside. That combination may just be too good to be true. I don't know. But in the past, Bitcoin really has not done anything over the summers. We've been live streaming here, Bitcoin trading and charts and analysis for 5 years. And in those 5 years, I do not remember a single super spicy summer. There was 2019. In May and June, was it May, June, July, we had spice, but then into the summer, into like August-ish times, it went back to really boring. That's really the only time I remember. That's it, right? 2020, we had the crash and then sideways trading until the end of the year. Then again in 22, or no, it was in 21, we fell from 65 down to whatever, 38. I don't even remember at this point, but mostly just sideways trading. I think, yeah, what, 22, 22, we saw some dumping into May, June, July. But in general, Bitcoin has not been known to perform to any expectation over the summer. And I don't really view that as a bad thing if it does happen. It certainly will suck for this channel and for the community. People will check out, but maybe that's good. We all need a break. If you're new to trading, and even if you're not new to trading, we all need a break sometimes. You got to disconnect from the charts. You cannot obsess forever staring at every candle close and open. It will burn you out. It will make your analysis worse. Maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise. Maybe the summer will bring us some vacation. Foxy, Bitcoin take summer vacay. Honestly, that'd be great this year. I've never taken a vacation since I started this. I would like to have the opportunity, and if we see that coming, maybe I will. Can we also take a look at Sol, says Sean? Sure, we can do that. We can look at Sol. This type of correction happens before every big pump, says Kyle Fields, and Kyle Fields is not wrong. Smart man. Smart man. I posted a short down here at this time, and I said, Bitcoin doesn't tend to have a clean move back to new highs. We did get a clean move back to not new highs, but back to the highs. There were a lot of comments, hey, you're wrong. And I mean, I was at the time. Basically, the short saying it tends to run the lows, then rocket up. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. Now, I'm not convinced that we will see sub 60K. It's absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. I'm not convinced. But that would be what we're kind of used to, that capitulation move down followed by the spring or the pop, maybe the pop. And that's usually how we move to new highs. Just like back at the ETF. The ETF was approved. We broke all of our range of lows. Sentiment got bearish and we popped. I think that could be very likely. Just looking at the day even. Everyone has been talking about inverse head and shoulders. That's made me more skeptical. You guys know we find these patterns in analysis usually before most people. I don't want to say first all the time, but very early. And then as we watch them paint, we watch for other creators, other people on different socials to start parroting it. And once it seems like all the channels are saying it, it just goes out the window. No matter how perfect and beautiful it is, it really does get wrecked by just everyone shouting the same thing. Bitcoin will not succumb to peer pressure. It does its own thing. It's a unique snowflake. I'm looking at it this way. Bitcoin's still in that inverse head and shoulders pattern. It might just be a little deeper or take a little bit longer to paint out than we expect. It doesn't guarantee 61.5, but even at 61.5, that's just matching. It's just matching your left shoulder here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, back to the neckline. That could be as easy as it is. I think a move to 61.5 will really shake sentiment, really shake any new holders that jumped in this time frame. I think they're going to expect much lower lows. Of course, it's possible, but this pattern is still in play. It just might need to be zoomed out a little bit. We have a lot of ground below us before things get really bad. We have a good amount. I'm not worried yet. We'll see what happens if we hit 61.5. Be cruel, cruel summer. What's up, Mark M? Who else is here? Are you here today, viewer that's hearing me right now? Are you here? I see 10JK, Ace of Heart, AK Blaze, Armin Clark, BG, Colin's back. What's up, Colin? Christopher Stars is here. Connor, Crypto Crab Man, Crypto Steve-O, Closer, DTP TV, Dutang, the Crypto Surfer. What's up, man? I see you. Diastro, Foxy Thorny, Janix, J. Dougie Mills, Fabio. What's up, Fabio? I know I'm missing some. D Godfather, Crunk, Kyle, Klaus, Kaya, Juanito, Jeanette, the beautiful, wonderful Jeanette. How are you doing today on this Friday, Jeanette? Are you feeling a little dumpy? I'm feeling a little dumpy. I see Wolf of Degen, Warren McCarty, Tillin, my brother, Pickle, Tesla Man, Taylor, Taxio, Tate, T&D, T-Bone, Strakaki, that's a name. Stay Calm, Skate Crow, Robert, Siggy, Rexation, Randy, Rex, Only You, Steve, Optical Art. Optical Art, how you doing, brother? This is, you know what? I will say, guys, I did show Steve's chart on Wednesday, and Steve's chart did say, if we see a sell-off from here, and the target, I believe, was roughly 65.5, that he was going to look for a long position. I think that might be actually a smart move here. What do you think, Steve? I see Oralee, Randy, Netstar, Oba, NBF4, Money Talks, M Ninja, Mitch Switch, 𝐂𝐴𝐲𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐝, Mike Bennett, Mikal Student, Mealy, Mark M, Lines in My Pocket, Kyle Fields. Who did I miss? If I missed you, it's not personal. I was reading from the participants list. I did not mean to skip you. Is the bull market over? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. You know, I'm always bullish. Bitcoin always is moving up to the right over time. It spends long periods of time doing nothing or basically ranging between that all-time high and whatever low it reaches. But I will make this concession for the bears today. Bitcoin is in danger. It is in danger. I'm not bearish. I'm not bearish yet. But it is in danger. We had an all-time high into a low, back to a lower high. As long as we hold, I'll say here, 61.5, even as low as 58.2, I think things are fine. But it's something worth thinking about. Doesn't mean you should change your plan. Doesn't mean you should all of a sudden go short. Anything like that. But we do have a lower high, and a lower high on not a small time frame. That's a pretty significant time frame. We got it on the daily, weekly, etc. That is something to pay attention to. We saw the previous bull run end with a higher high for some reason. I still don't understand this gibberish. I think it was, honestly, I think it was all the FTX stuff. I think that's what made this chart so weird. But a lot of our major crappy Bitcoin times have started with lower highs that broke their range, continued lower. 2019, 2017, 18, lower highs. It's something to pay attention to. I'm not bearish yet. We'll see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised if price reverses. Honestly, even over the weekend, we're looking for 66.5, maybe intraday today. That seems like maybe a lower number for the weekend to retrace to, but you got to keep it in mind. You know, I want to share with you, that was a big weakness of mine as a creator and as a trader. Maybe not as an investor, but as a creator and trader, like I said, we've been live 5 years here. And in the first few years, I was perma-bullish, but irrationally perma-bullish. Like the kind where, I don't know how perma-bears are, but the opposite. I was unwilling to accept that there would be downside price action. And I've grown as a trader since then, grown as a creator. This is part of how markets operate, and we should be aware of it. Oh man, I'm gonna sneeze. We should be aware of that possibility. Doesn't mean we have to change our plans, like I said, but we should be at least thinking about it. And when it comes, it may start looking like this, even if it doesn't happen here. I really do like the 61.5 level. It's right around your 618 retracement. We have an unfilled fair value gap along with an order block here. There's reason to think there's support down near 61.5. I'm not convinced we get there over the weekend. I think we see an intra-week bounce here, intraday bounce, as I've been saying. Nice. The hourly closed just below, and now we're seeing, yep, that late short punishment coming in, getting squeezed. I like that. I'm looking, again, 66.4 at the moment. We'll see what happens. What about the M pattern? What's the M pattern? Where is it? RC here. Bro is just yapping. All right, Reesh. You can leave, bruh. Nobody asked you to be here. You're welcome to stay. You should probably adjust your attitude, but like, you're welcome to stay. What's up, Rex? Weekend spike, then Wall Street closed. Yeah, we got 3 hours. It will reverse before the end of the day, says Kyle Fields. If it does, this is where I'd look. 66.4. I'm going to pull up my trades here in a minute. Summer's always bearish. Summer's just honestly boring. I wouldn't even describe it as bearish. It's just boring. If I had to say if it was bullish or bearish, I probably would say, probably would lean bearish. Certainly they aren't bullish. Ring is at the 62K area. All right, so I misspoke on Steve's chart the other day on Wednesday. 62, I don't hate it either. I don't hate it either, man. Lines up right around here. That 61.5. It is exactly the 618 retracement. 62. Maybe the blue ring is going to bring us the bounce. We'll find out. Oh man, my allergies are going nuts. What's up, Drum Hop? Down sideways for the next 3-4 months. It's possible. It's possible, but I was saying how the inverse head and shoulders, everyone started saying it, kind of leaving that line of thinking personally because of that. Everyone is expecting a bearish summer. So I am also kind of hesitant to accept it. I want it. Honestly, I want it. I want to go to take a vacation at some point. But I'm hesitant. Too many people looking at it. The bulls are not done. I mean, I agree. Why the low on Sol? We'll pull up Sol here. Let me just pull up Sol. Screw it. Let me see. Let me see where Sol's at. I know it missed our short by a few bucks. It's barely even moved. Yep, we did not get our bounce. We did not get this play. This did not play out the way we thought it would weeks and weeks ago, but dang close. Hecka dang close. Let's see. Sol seems fine here. If Sol drops at all more, I would be looking for 126. It did break its low of the week, but this is not dangerous. It's not dangerous yet. You're really just looking at this daily fair value gap here. You have a thick body green candle, really tiny wick, shot up, no moves back. Now it's just filling that in. I wouldn't describe this as strong or bullish, but I don't see a huge issue here, especially if it holds its low today. Maybe I'll put an alert because I know people are watching it closely. They're wondering. Yeah, I see that. It really just looks like Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin, but a little bit more downside pressure. Let's see, anything going on these lows? Building bullish divergence on low time frames for RSI. It's not super exciting or anything. You can see that out on the 4-hour. RSI lows still higher than the previous low, even though price is lower. You know, actually, let me see something here. I wonder where this is at for Sol. Got an idea. Got to flip back to our main chart. Copy. I hate that I have to do it this way. I just can't find that indicator anymore when I search for it. It's wild. All right, yeah, Sol definitely looking more bearish than Bitcoin. I see this now. I pulled up the daily moving averages. We have the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200. And Sol looks to have lost the 50 on the 11th of June, back-tested and rejected now with a lower low. That would suggest, just logically, a move to the 200 daily, which sits just above 126. 200 daily currently at like 128. Yeah, I see actually what you're looking at. That's not the best. It's not the best. To kind of give you some perspective, we'll put that on Bitcoin. Oh, no. All right. Oh, no. Not great. Not great. Bitcoin had held the 50 daily back on the 11th. This was a nice bullish sign. It looks like on the 12th, though, while we were watching Chairman Powell, rejected from the 20. Here's what I'd like to see today. This whole spooky lower low today could be completely eradicated, completely reversed on a close above 66K. Close above that 50 again, things look fine. And I guess with the same logic, man, that 200 is low. It is low on Bitcoin. At 56.3 thousand, basically May's low. Ooh, that's threatening. That's kind of threatening there. One thing of interest that I can show you for these moving averages. Hold up. Let's make this a little simpler. The 200 on the day is just unquestionably a major important moving average wherever it is on the chart, whether it's above price or below price. Majorly important. On our rally up to our previous all-time high, we back-tested that 200 before basically playing chicken with it, staying just above it the entire rally until we fell into that summer in May of 21. We do not want to see this 200. If we do, we want to see it wicked, we want to see buyers, and we want to see price action pushed back up quickly. Honestly, I might be able to say that if we trade below the 200, so if we trade below 56, stay there, let's say a weekly close, at least a daily close, that's when I will start to be looking for a longer, lower, maybe even, who knows, prolonged period of downside. We did briefly do that back here last year, so that might be off the table. We managed to retake it. Very unusual price action. We do not see that for Bitcoin often. So maybe we don't come back to it. But there's my line in the sand, guys. There's my line in the sand. Move back below the 200 on Bitcoin, stay there. Things will get a little sketchier. That's when I'll get a little more bearish. Where's the 200 week? 200 week all the way down here. 36.1. I don't want to say if we lose 56, we're going to 31, but it's possible. Very far away. We got a lot of streams in between then and now. What else are you guys looking at? I didn't say your name, Sierra Brooklyn. I'm sorry. NPC blockchain, bruh. You want a kiss and explosion. That's an interesting request. I don't know where MPC is. MPC hit our target. Let's see. Let's check back in on it. Where you at, brother? Chilling. MPC is showing crazy strength. It seems to just be ignoring the rest of the market. We were looking for 2.5 cents on MPC. Usually these take profits age a little bit better. We have not seen a real retracement since then. I guess 2.5 to 1.8. I'm still kind of holding out. I didn't buy any MPC because I'm looking for that 1.8, 1.7 cent area. I'm happy to sit the rally out if I have to. Come to me, market. I'm not coming to you. Come to me. If MPC continues to hold this strength, we'll see a more macro 3.55 cents. It's our 1618 extension coming all the way back here from April of this year. Not that far back. April of this year. 3.5 cents be the next upside target. Maybe we move to 3.5 before 1.7, 1.8, something like that. But it's holding up crazy well. I am surprised. I don't know anything about this token. Money flow looking good on the day, on the 12 hour. 6 hours a little sketchier, but still, man, that's some strength. That is showing strength. Hold these lows. Maybe even could do this. I don't like this trade. I don't recommend it. But something could be played like this. 2.3. Where's our wick today? 2.3. I think a little scalping position could be taken on it back to 27.5 under today's low. That gives you a really crappy risk to reward though. I don't really like that. We're gonna change that. I don't like that one. Let's take it instead 229. Let's take it down here on the day. We don't see any wicks coming back to the candle body open. There we go. 3.7 to 1. I can see that. I'm not a friend. I'm not a fan of this. Basically, you are depending on these higher lows continuing to hold. If they do, things look good. They continue to look good. I think that's the probable move. But if they break, you're out of that long position, then likely retreating down to that 1718. MPC, man. MPC. I catch a lot of the crap, like 𝐂𝐴𝐶, meme coin, pumps. I did not catch this one. I know a lot of you did. If you traded MPC, let us know in the chat. Just let us know how you're doing. I want to see some of you guys winning. TON's still going. TON was literally the next chart I was going to pull up. I bought some TON last night. You guys know when I start a new position, I mean, I'm red already, but when I start a new position, it's not a lot of money. I think I put $200. It was at $8 though. Maybe I bought the top buying Tom Crown. Oh well. TON hit a new all-time high yesterday. Maybe even it was today. Traded like $8 and a cent, $8 and a few cents. Let's see. Let's check it out. $8.16. Okay, so I didn't buy the exact top. Nice. I'll take that. About 2% away. TON hit new all-time highs. I'm just confused by this coin. I don't understand how it's in the top 10 despite virtually no one on this channel, no one in our community, nobody I know. Wow, we have 1,000 live viewers. Let's go, boys. I thought it would be not so pop and stream. Well done. I like that. Shout out to every single one of you. What was it saying? TON, yeah, despite nobody I know ever talking about TON until I want to say this month, maybe last month, is weird. I see this two ways. One, TON's market cap is so high that to expect insane gains off of this, I don't think is a good bet. I don't think you're going to be getting a 50, 100x on something with a market cap this size. That being said, the setup here is spicy. The fact that it's the same kind of logic with BNB. BNB moved back to its all-time highs. It broke its all-time highs and just no one's talking about it. That's the reason. That was the factor for me pulling the trigger, adding a little bit to my portfolio. Nobody talking about it. We're hearing more now, I'd say in the last week or so. But like previous to that, no one talking about it. People have not gotten in at low prices. That could mean that there's a lot of upside expansion coming to get, when kind of get that FOMO buys, get people into position. I don't know. Using our same analysis as always. Looking. Why did this move? That's weird. This moved. Hold up. I gotta fix this chart. I hate when TradingView moves my stuff around. There it is. Using the same analysis that we always use, our 1618 fib target sits as at least my profit-taking target for this coin/trade, $18.50. I think that's a great target. Very possible, very reasonable. Not in the realm of hopium. 1850. Our measured move target, so maybe peak bull, top of the bull market, you know, like Bitcoin hits its all-time high, starts moving down, TON keeps running for a little bit, $30.50. From here, that's 4x-ish. What, 4x? Something like that. Yeah, 4x. Do you hold TON coin? Let's, great poll, Pickle. Do you hold TON coin? We got 30 votes on it already. Wow, that's going back and forth. There you go. Do you hold it? Vote now. I don't get to vote. You guys got to vote. 42 votes. You got 1,000 viewers. Let's pump that up. I want to know, do you have this? Have you bought it? This is not an endorsement of it. I'm just curious. We had this same kind of setup when FTX all of a sudden appeared and all of a sudden was like in the top 2 exchanges, 3 exchanges. Nobody used it here. It was a red flag. So I want to see. Let's crowdsource this. Do you own it? Just yes or no. Nobody knows. Nobody knows when you vote. They're all anonymous. Doesn't show who voted what. Just be honest with yourself. Let's go down to the day a little here. A little here. New all-time high. Flat top. Ascending lows. Hasn't hit our... Man, we placed this so long ago. Has not hit the take profit on that. $8.60. So close. I should have entered down here at 550 when I placed this long position. Rip. Beer got rugged. No, I hit the wrong button. Beer got rugged, I saw. I'm glad we never looked at the chart here. People wanted to look at the chart. I was like, it's a small cap. Once or twice I said we would look at it and then forgot, and I'm glad. Because apparently it rugged. What's up, HKV? I will pull up the chart now that it rugged. What's up, HKV? Don Chan subscribed. Felipe Gadrielt. Thank you for the 7 Canadian dollars. Can I check total 3? Yeah, we could do that. We could check total 3 for you. Total trace. What's up, Joel Peterson, Rachata, Sankrat, 4 Codester, Randy Smith, and anyone else who subscribed and it didn't tell me. Now's your time. Join the fam. Join us. We'll look at that total 3. Look at it in just a minute. Let me see. Show us what? Show us what? What am I showing you? Stay calm. Nah, it didn't get rugged. No, it definitely got rugged. At least, definitely according to like the articles I saw. Like the devs sold something like 10 million maybe. 10 million. Crashed the chart. That actually would be a great rant. Maybe I should rant about this in a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of ruggy, my friend. In one day, it went from whatever that is, 379, down 80% in one day, now moving down. Yeah, that definitely rugged. Look at total 3. I'll rant about beer in a little bit here. Nasdaq, no all-time high yet today. It does look like it's gonna close at all-time high today. I think it'll move up and just close up here. No new all-time high until next week, potentially. Did you say SPX? No SPX. What did you just say? Nasdaq at new all-time high. I don't understand. Maybe the mini futures aren't and Nasdaq is? I don't know. 𝐂𝐴𝐽 Mohammed Bilal. Long on TON since $4.40. Dang, son. Good job. Well done. You beat our entry. That's sneaky. That's sneaky. What, back in March you bought it. Well played. Great trade, my friend. Great trade. Hopefully you've taken something as profit. Not saying you got to dump the position, but you're up. You're almost up 2x. Time to get a little principal out of there. 70% of our viewers that have voted so far do not own TON. Actually, I'll say surprisingly, 15% are saying yes. That's more than I expected. Interesting. Keep voting. I want to get that to, let's let that run to like 500 votes at least. Let's see what that's doing. Your NASDAQ chart on TradingView says at all-time high. What? Are you looking at the future chart? Maybe. So I'm on NQ1. These are like the futures, the mini futures for Nasdaq. Let me pull up actual Nasdaq. They can trade differently. They don't trade too differently, but they can. Let's see. You are correct, sir. I want to say you're correct. You are correct. Interesting. So what does this mean? Backwardization. We got a little backwardization going on. Right? Backwardization, or is this contango? This is the spot. This is the perp. Spot is higher. No, perp is higher than spot. Nope, still in contango. However, spot catching up here. A little arbitrage opportunity with Nasdaq at 100. Nasdaq 100 at 19.6 thousand. Futures at 19.9 thousand. About to touch that 20K level. Did it touch 20? No. About to touch that 20K level, and the ARB opportunity potentially, I'm not a stock guy. I've never done this with stocks. So I don't know how this works. But is essentially buying the spot Nasdaq and selling the futures. Futures being $300 higher. Of course, with fees and stuff on platforms, you're probably not going to end up profiting. But an interesting situation to be in. Spot price being lower than perp price is, in general, bullish. Because you can buy spot, sell perp. That pushes price up. Nice catch, though. Maybe I should stop using the perps. Maybe I should start using the like actual tickers. I don't know. I like the perps because they trade longer. TON ecosystem winning. Maybe. Honestly, guys, I think TON, this is my honest take. I'm not trying to FUD it. I bought some, right? So I'm not trying to FUD it. But my honest take is that TON is just a super centralized coin. Very few people invested in it. I want to say until recently, in the last like few months, there's not a lot of sellers. They can push the price higher. That's kind of why I jumped in a little bit. It's like, I want to take a bite of their lunch. If they're going to pump their coin because people aren't in it, I want a bite. I want a little piece of that. Send it over to Tom Crown, man. Let me look at the total 3. Let's look at the crap coin index. Total 3, also known as the crap coin index. I'm just playing. Your not should have unstaked today. Maybe we can look at not too. You've been playing games for Ton. Foote Films. Please don't share like the exact ones because we won't be able to fact check. We won't be able to like make sure they're safe or something. But could you share that experience a little bit in the chat? What is it like? Because I'm aware of them, that there are kind of like integrated games on Telegram. I wouldn't touch them because I'm paranoid and I'd be worried they were gonna like drain me or something. But how's that been? What kind of like, I don't know, what kind of like earnings have you made? Are the earnings related to like how much TON you own or just playing the game, etc.? I'm curious. And anyone else who's doing this, they can also chime in. You're just the first person I saw. Let's see, total 3, obviously, the crap coin index, not doing as hot as Bitcoin. Not doing as hot. Not doing as hot as total, we'll say. Really the same thing. Didn't test January 1st's open at 8.81 billion, which is really weird, isn't it? It's weird. It feels like it should have, especially with many coins moving at all-time highs. Really what it is there's so many older projects, I want to say, that haven't made the equivalent move that are holding this down. I'm starting to wonder if all coins do actually trend towards zero against Bitcoin. It's kind of a hard concept for me to come to terms with. We'll see. The thing is, I've never had these thoughts before, and I've been having them more lately. Pretty gnarly rejection on the quarter with 16 days to go, but it's not really the end of the world. You know, you didn't even reach back to 50 billion. You didn't even come back to the previous quarter open. So while this is a rejection, it's not the worst thing ever. Where does this line come from? Hold up. From like the week? I'm trying to figure out where this came from. Did TradingView mess with my charts again? Likely. I don't know. That answer is for another day. Though, then you look at it and you say, actually, that's terrible. My bad. I was thinking something else. That's not great. Lower high, really kind of similar there. It just doesn't have that second up thrust that we see on regular total. Let's pull up regular total. Yeah. Let's put these side by side for you. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Something like that. Regular total, or including Bitcoin and Ethereum, almost back to its all-time high. Remember, when total breaks 3 billion, or 3 trillion, Jesus, 3 trillion, that's when the real bull run starts. We're in the pre-game bull run. That's when the real bull run starts. Hasn't happened yet. Total 3 much farther away from that. You can see it didn't even make it back to like its monthlies or quarterly highs. Kind of chilling below. Money flow kind of rolling over, momentum chilling out. Man, it's looking more and more like July has to bring us a rally, or things do get kind of more serious quickly. Let's see. I haven't looked at total 3 in a bit, so let me nerd out here for a moment. Chat amongst yourselves, vote in the poll. 444 votes going on. Do you hold Toncoin? We got 1,000 viewers. We can get more votes than that. 14% though, roughly. It looks like kind of like a 15-ish% of us saying yes. That's surprising. We haven't broken our low. So far in this second, total 3 is just at its 618 retracement. If it holds its low today, likely returning to, back up here. Back up to what, 666 billion, something like that. See another retracement. Maybe you see a lower high. Maybe it comes back down. Paint out that trend line. This kind of looks just equally dog, though. It looks a little more dog. I think that makes sense. Total 3 more bearish than total. Makes sense. Bitcoin is losing ground, but it's not losing ground like other things are losing ground. Appreciate the super chat, bro. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it. It's very much just total, but a little bit less strong. Beer, the Ruggins. Man, that is ugly. So, yeah. What was the market cap of beer? Does anybody remember what the all-time high was? The all-time high, I can figure it out, but does anyone off the top of their head have a ballpark? I'll pull it up slowly. Gonna go to the CoinGecko. Gonna look up beer. Everybody loves beer, but apparently not this token. Market cap, here we go. Max. So here it is. Here's a great lesson that people need to understand in this space. I'm going to rant about another thing about this in a second too. So beer's market cap was $500 million at its high. To my knowledge, the rug that happened was a $10 million sale. That $10 million sale essentially brought it from that $500 million market cap to $175 million market cap. But Tom, how does that make sense? It's $500 million market cap. How can $10 million do that much damage? Because market caps aren't real. They're really a made up metric. They're an equation or a formula. Do they have significance? Yes. But what makes them significant is liquidity. That's the problem with a lot of these pump and dumps, a lot of these scams, these celebrity coins, whatever. The liquidity is very tight, very low. And so the amount of money that actually exists in that project is a fraction of what actually exists. You can't be fooled by this. It's a $500 million market cap. That means it's safe. There could be, look, as little as $10 million brings this to its knees, more than halves the market cap. Liquidity is the only thing, in my opinion, that makes market cap real or important. So when we look at something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, there's liquidity. Those market caps are real. When you look at something like, let's say, Hex in the past has had a very high market cap. That money didn't exist. There was very little liquidity, and we saw that as it's gone, 99.9% down. That's the majority of the rant. But I do want to add a little tea on this, because you guys know I've been I've been feuding with myself on the internet about it. Andrew Tate, I promise it won't be long. Andrew Tate talking about burning these coins. I don't remember. It was like burned like $40 million worth of daddy coin or whatever, guys. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. This is a trick that the markets use, and it's typically used by scamming or rugs to convince you that there's value that isn't there. So before beer rugged, if you had taken that 10 million and you had burned it, right? Did you really burn whatever value it was at that market cap high? No, because it didn't exist. But when you burn it, you don't need liquidity. There's net neutral on liquidity for a burn. So when people, and Andrew Tate specifically, just because he's been a doucher at crypto people recently, going after him, and he's just the example I have in the top of my mind, talking about burning these huge amounts, millions. No, you're not, bro. You're burning probably almost nothing. If you were to market order that, you probably would have gotten, I don't know, maybe a few 100,000, maybe tens of thousands. You didn't burn that. You didn't give up $50 million. If only that's how it worked. Anyway, I'll move on. I don't want to rant about him. He's occupied enough of my brain space in the recent. What do you guys want to look at? 544 votes, still holding strong at 15% of you own Toncoin. Interesting. MG, I know. That's my favorite rip. Dogs play to burn, you say, Evil Shred. Cool. Play to burn. It's a no-brainer, folks. Interesting how every kind of shit project is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, man. Does anybody remember Rockin' Brainer? I won't get into that. I'm gonna turn on some tunes. Can get an auto volume check. Currency. It's changed my life. When I say crypto, I usually mean Bitcoin. It's changed my life and I love it. It's my passion. And my goal as a creator is to share that passion with you so that you can go on and have your life changed, hopefully in a similar way. And guess what I can't do if I shill my crap, if I accept money to tell you to buy stuff, you guys get wrecked. You're out of the game. You can't love it. I don't have anyone to share my passion with. I want you guys to feel the same way I do. And I'll be here as long as that takes. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. So I did have, I'll call it a stop loss, but it really was a profit protection order, we'll call it, hit on the sell-off today for the long that I opened all the way down at 58 something. Some of it's still open. So if you saw the trades in the last week, I was about 0.2 Bitcoin long, 0.1 short, for a net position of 0.1 long. I don't love where that stop hit, honestly, but it's okay. Since that hit, I am now net neutral. And actually, I kind of feel comfortable with this. You guys remember I opened these pieces of the shorts so that I could remain comfortable. Very important aspect in trading. But I'm now net neutral. 0.1 long, 0.1 short. And here's what I'm hoping doesn't happen. I'm hoping we don't hit 64.5 and then run to new all-time highs, because that will wreck me specifically. I know you're listening, whales. Specifically will wreck my position here, as it will close out my short, or close out my long and leave me only short. This is a dangerous game to play. Having kind of contradicting positions open. It's a dangerous game, but it's just the way I like to do it sometimes. Though my stop was hit, it was in profit. I've realized a little over $1,000 on it. The ad is now under 24%, not great. The short's obviously thriving here. Only up $500-ish. These aren't big positions, boys and girls, but just to keep you in the know, I'm not hiding, I'm not LARPing. I don't fake stuff for you guys. Here's my positions. You can pause if you'd like. You can go back and check them later. Okay, can we check Ondo? Let me check Super Chat first. Apparently I'm missing chats. I'm not getting the alerts. Check total 3 done. We're sitting at Eddie Aguilar. I don't know how to say your last name, bro, but Eddie. He's starting a food business, but need to sell some crypto to do so. Thoughts, my man? Well, brother, obviously I am a big advocate of buying and holding. But what is the point of buying and holding? If not to make your life better, if not to improve your position, to improve your happiness, whatever. If that's what you want to do, bro, go for it. Obviously, go for it. I won't tell you no. What I would recommend is calculate out what you need. See what you need to do that. Then look at your portfolio. How much is there? Don't say it in chat. How much is there, though? You don't have to sell all of your positions. You don't have to sell your entire portfolio just because you need some money. Unless that's the amount you need, obviously. But remember, you can hold on to some. And that might sound stupid to a lot of people out there listening. But you'd be surprised how many people just that thought doesn't come to their mind. They're really all in, all out. Hopefully you have wiggle room there. Hopefully you can hold on to a little Bitcoin. That's my take on it, man. But do you. Be happy. Pursue your happiness. For me, that's what Bitcoin has always been about. Financial freedom, allowing you to pursue your happiness. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. Business plan, calculate future inflation costs. Matthew Barnes, what's up, brother? You're completely out of crypto, stay calm, sitting on a pile of cash. That pile of cash, I think all out, all in on cash is one of the most risky positions to be in. That's me. Nothing I say is financial advice, do you, but I would be shitting my pants if I was all in cash. Looking at NVIDIA, Apple, Nasdaq, SPX, and on top of that, not cooling inflation numbers. Cash to me seems like the riskiest position. Hopefully you have it at least in like some yielding bond, CD, whatever, high interest account, something, not just in your savings. Good luck. Good luck. All in on Feathercoin, Serpentx. Get him out of here. Feathercoin. Wow. I haven't heard anyone say Feathercoin in like 5 years. He's joking. He's joking. GFI getting stopped out right now in real time. Trade wrecked. Actually, technically it hasn't gotten stopped out yet, but it's getting stopped out. You got a chance to bounce at 235. That is an untested resistance that was broken, untested as support. I placed this down at 172. Let me kind of calculate here quick on the fly. I see why. If that trade gets stopped out, I'm looking at 171. 171 would be a really clean macro. Really clean chart. High, pullback, break your high. Lower high, break your local low. That would be a very clean move. Was resistance, tested as support, bounce, see where you go. No bear div here. Kind of interesting thing I'll rant about because I don't know what's there to talk about today. People are always yelling about bear div and bull div, and the longer that I chart and the more I go forward and gain experience in this space, the less I care about it. It used to be a really big signal for me because I guess it's really easily identifiable. It's kind of simple. It's very binary. It's yes or no. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to matter that much in crypto. You had a weekly higher high, a higher high in RSI. You didn't have any bear divergence. But look at what happened. You still crapped the bed, right? I don't know. I'm not completely off of it, but I'm losing faith in it. Because you'll see no bear div and then it crashes or whatever. And then you'll see bearish divergence and the thing just keeps rallying over and over and over again. This is on the weekly. This is not a small time frame. Not a small time frame by any measure. 618 lines up with nothing. That's kind of odd. Let's go lower. Then we're going to move on from GFI. Nothing. The fibs aren't fibbing here. I don't know, man. GFI, though, broke its recent low. Probably going to get a bounce. Looking at these 5-minute candles, that looks like some kind of late short punishment, maybe back to 272. I'm very zoomed in right now, though. Let's say at least 265, just like the bare minimum retracement. I'm going to put another alert. Right on. Did I miss any other super chats? Crypto dead? It's dead again. Crypto, guys. Crypto has died. Let me see how many times Bitcoin has died. Wait, why is 99 Bitcoins no longer... Huh? Wasn't 99 Bitcoins the counter for like how many Bitcoin obituaries? Hold up. How many Bitcoin obituaries are we at today? Did that site go down? Did they take that site down? Because all I can find now is like a 2020 count. Bitcoin, no, wait, Bitcoin obituaries. What? Bitcoin, Coin Mama? Coin Mama? I clicked their link. I clicked Coin Mama, whatever this is. I don't know what it is. Don't click it. I clicked it because it showed up in the Google results. Satoshi Nakamoto does not exist, and neither does this page. Did somebody take down the Bitcoin obituaries page? I cannot find it. Chat, we have 1,000 viewers. Someone find the Bitcoin obituaries. I want to see the count. Need to know the count. Anyway. Bitcoin's dead. Google that. What? Buy bit. Yeah, get that out of here, USX Quantum. I don't know what that is with that long URL. I don't like that. It was a scam. They got sued. What was a scam? All they did was like timestamp when like people publish Bitcoin is dead articles. To my knowledge, I don't know. Maybe they're scamming in the background. Bitcoin on base is another meme coin. Yo, F that. Screw that. No, thank you. No, sir. Wait. No, sir. No how. What's my position on the dogverse? What is the dogverse, bro? You just want to see Gina? Me too. Where is Gina? Where is the Asian Gina? Yeah, Pickle, don't ban Serpent X. He's a good dude. He's trolling a little bit, but he's a good dude. He's allowed to. What's up, Cat Silva? I see you out there. You stayed in Bitcoin, closed out of an alt project for 50K today. Your dad's proud, Ty Fox. Papa Tom Crown's proud of you as well. Heck yeah, brother. Great to hear success. Especially on dumpy days. Success stories can keep us moving. Let me see some new names here. What's up, one character? Boris Leak. Brian Weldrick is here. Bullish Mike. I like that guy. Crypto. Erdem B. Geo. Padasian. Jonah, Josh G, Maddox Mireless, Odinos Feratsu, Mr. Blank's back. So you're joining us from the Discord. Everybody who's a big fan of the Discord, you guys who are in there, shill it to the chat. What's good? Why should they join? What's up, Paul, Andrew, Patrick, Hawa, Night City Music, Mouse. Professor Beans is right underneath my feet, and she's laying on the mouse cord, I guess. Paul Andrew, Pointless Facts, my favorite kind. C-Spot, Salem R, Space Ape, Psy B, not a new name, but good to see you. Seeing some new names. Anybody here for the first time? We're going to go through some of these alerts. We're going to go through some random alerts. Hit the likes, that's right. PPE. Adam Thomas wants to see a PPE. A PEPE. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through these alerts here. GFI we just looked at. Let's look at them on the day, actually. In relation to their 200 daily. Ooh. GFI, I'm glad we pulled this up. GFI. Let me pull this up. So, interesting. I said something about 235. Now, on the weekly, this isn't really a level, but on the daily was the point of consolidation before breakout. What's interesting is that's right at that 200 daily. I wouldn't have seen that. I think there's logic for a bounce there. I don't know if he hit a higher high after that, but there's logic for a bounce around there. Cardano, man, cannot catch a bid, it seems. Cardano really struggling in this cycle. Man, struggling. Didn't even make it to $1. I was calling for $1 hard, like back in early 24. Underneath the 200 daily and not finding strength. That's not good. Today, breaking that low, or maybe just double bottoming. Not breaking the low from April of 24 today on Cardano. Not a great look. I have my Cardano. It's just sitting there staked still, but someday Cardano, maybe. I've never been a fan of Cardano. I don't hate Cardano, but I've never been a real fan of proof of stake at all in general. So I'm not going to add to this position. But man, struggling. Not a bad place to find some kind of bounce. I mean, this was here, what, 23 highs? Right around here to right around your 0.5 618 retracement. Not a good look to have broken that low from April today. Gracie Bean, stop. I gotta help Professor Bean. She's stuck in the mouth. Okay, yeah, she almost took some of the computer out with her. It's okay. Yeah, not a great look, but not a terrible place to find a low. Very macro take there. High, bear market low. Q1 high of crypto back to that resistance to test as support like that. There's hopium there. Let's go to IMX. IMX looking ugly. Yikes. Retesting again. $1.68 or 168, 1618. Retesting, not a good look. I didn't like these kind of sideways monthly candles that had been painting here, and man, that does look like it wants to move lower. Let's look real quick. $1 might not be a bad target. I like that. $1. If you lose $1 on IMX though, like, you're just so nuked. You're so cooked. You're looking for like 50 cents again. I might dabble. I don't own any IMX. I don't know what it is. Maybe I shouldn't own it. I don't know what it is. But if it hits $1, maybe I'll dip a toe. Let's go to VRA. VRA looking like hot garbage as well. Yikes. A lot of charts looking like hot garbage today. Losing its lows from all year. Trading lower than every candle back to January of last year. So over a year. Nothing really there on the support. The open for the year 00222. I went along there though. Yikes. VRA, where are you going, buddy? What happened to VRA? I know a lot of people were digging it. Don't get uber bearish just because I'm saying bearish things, you know, saying open of the year. We have seen crypto. We've seen these paint out. Where you get a rally, a low, a higher high, a sweep of that low, and then we've seen them return back to the highs. So I wouldn't panic sell if you had conviction before. I wouldn't be changing that here. But, man, 0022. I might be keeping my eye down there. In fact, I'll put an alert. Bargain hunting. I didn't think I'd get to go bargain hunting. VeChain, VET. Holding on here. Man, order block on the month. We were kind of looking for that to hold at 3.5 cents. It did not. April closed lower, now pushing down to the bottom of that order block from late last year into early this year. This is kind of where it has to hold as well. There's reason to think it will. This is still a pretty clean chart. Clear resistance throughout the bear market at this level. Rejection, lower low, rally, paint an order block, paint this support. Move higher. This is as low as you can go though without getting into trouble. I think a trade could even be taken here with the right stop loss, targeting just back to 4 or 5 cents. Man, I didn't know this would be like a Doomium stream. Yeah. If you close that monthly under 2.8 cents, or even, I want to say trade lower than 2.7, I still think that a bounce is the next move, like statistically. But let's say crypto takes a bigger dump than it already did today. Say Bitcoin drops down into the 50s, to the 40s. You're probably looking all the way down here to 1.5 cents on VeChain. We'll see. I still think this is the winner, but time will tell. PEPE coin. Somebody asked for the PEPE and they're getting it. PEPE, no all-time high this month. Last month it was banging all-time highs. We had a good entry, but it looks like that entry is wrecked. Let's take a peek here. PEPE, back to the order block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 8, 8. Actually, I like this. I like this. One sec. Yep. I know I'm butchering the shorts for later. God, I'm sorry. With this up. Let's see. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. Here are the monthly levels. Position could be taken there. Zeros 8, 8. Stop loss is going to be kind of janky. Maybe the bottom of the monthly at zeros 6, 6. This is really knife catching though. You had all-time high pullback, consolidation at the same resistance. You gotta pop up. So, come back, test that resistance as support, and you got yourself a clean bounce. Fingers crossed, PEPE. PEPE, one of my biggest gainers over the last, I don't know, amount of time. Matic eating poops, man. This is what I don't like to see. So we've been looking through these charts, and there's a few different patterns emerging. Matic looking like Cardano right now. Let me actually go to the day. Under the 200 daily, rejecting on an invisible moving average, apparently at 78 cents, now breaking that low. Here's what I don't like. Regardless of the price, this price action below the 200 day. If you had this price action above, it would be not the end of the world. You might see a bounce. But this is absolutely showing weakness. And what is kind of even crappier is it looks like even on the week, you're below the 200 week. Not a good look. Matic is still okay until here. If Matic trades lower than 50 cents, man, that's going to be ugly. Kind of looks like it's moving to 50. You got to hold this low though. You hold this low and you're fine. You break the low, all of a sudden you're pinning lower highs and lower lows and you're in a downtrend. Matic has been a big old blue balls or cock blocker lately. I still have my Matic though. Jasmine. This month. 2.2 cents might be decent on Jasmine. That ugly wick up there on the month. We do have 16 days to go though, so I wouldn't count things cooked yet. 2 weeks is plenty of time for us to dump our brains out or pump our brains out. Let's look locally. If Jasmine continues the sell-off, this is the zone I'd be looking for. It's like 2.2, 2.3 cents. It's your 0.5 and 618 retracements, but even more importantly, it is your resistance before accumulation, breakout, come back, test that. It's very similar to PEPE in that sense. Moving up, breaking resistance, making the move, coming on back. Secure that as support, and you can make higher moves. Yes, fully test 5 cents, maybe move to that 16, 17 cent zone. We're shotgunning these charts. Arrow. I was never bullish on this chart. I remember the first day I pulled this up and I was like, I don't like this chart. Arrow not looking hot, breaking that low. Let's get our fib out. 65 cents, 56 cents. Higher time frame. No support. Probably the reason I didn't like this chart when I first looked at it is there's no support. There's no support on this chart. That's a problem. People love whatever pumps. They want to jump in whatever pumps up. It's been going up. It's going to keep going up forever. Here's the problem. This is all inefficient. You have like a little bit of efficiency right here, which is cool because it's at the 0.5618. So maybe we have something to look at to the downside. We'll mark this on our chart. But then you hit the pedal again, moved up. This is all inefficient price action. It was not moving, we'll call it healthily, whatever, to the upside. It was just up. So once you lose that uptrend, you don't have anything to catch you. Even here is really catching a knife. Breaking that low is not a good sign. I mean, like, this is it. This is it. Maybe 382 on the day, which is unfortunate, though. We have to go down to a day. We don't have anything on the week, anything on the month. You do have an SR flip there. I'll say I don't want to see a trade below 61, or else I don't even have confidence that'll hold. You have some consolidation, some accumulation, but like, man, I think arrow is a knife. Good luck. Good luck with this. Sometimes knives are the most valuable of utensils. Sometimes you get cut. Is what it is. That arrow, NVIDIA, TON. We looked at all those. Sweet. So I shotgunned out those charts. Bitcoin, as expected, has not moved. Even a little bit. Is this your first live stream? 25% saying yes. Maybe just people who are new are more likely to vote on this one. You don't remember. Okay, that's fine. Give it a vote. Brett. Yes, Brett. I did not get an alert on Brett. Let's check it out. 75 minutes. Thank you, Pickle. Appreciate you. Brett really doing what we kind of expected here. On Brett, I'm looking for 7.7 cents. It's about the 0.5 retrace of your swing high to swing low. You retested your high. So what I'm looking for here on Brett is higher lows. 7.5 cents will give that to you. What we need to see here is a bounce back to the high. Retest 20 cents, continue to weaken that resistance, and then you can make your move up to that dollar target. 7.75 right here. I might take this trade, honestly. Kind of like that trade. Brett is the least kind of spooky for me at the moment of these dumps. Not a bit worried about arrow. That's how it should be, man. Crypto stone. I don't know anything about arrow. I don't know anything about the token, the project, the people, nothing. I just know that chart. If you've invested in it, it's because you believe in it, and belief is a huge part of this system. Charts in crypto will crush you. It will crush you. No matter what, you will get crushed. And if you don't believe that the future is going to be better, is going to include, like for me, I 100% believe, just as I've seen over the last 8 years, every day, Bitcoin will integrate more and more into the world. It'll be a bigger part of the world. I have no concerns. If Bitcoin dropped to 10K today, I would not care. I'd buy. Because I believe in it. And these charts always come to a point where you will be crushed out if you don't have that mindset. If you don't have conviction. It will continue to move against you until just the people with conviction are left. So kudos to you, my friend. I'm sure you'll do well. Maneki chart. What's that? What about sushi swap, Gates? I like cheese enchiladas and drinking beer in the rain. I do. What's up, 808 Hawk? Haven't seen you in a bit, brother. Talking about Bitcoin Cash. I don't know if I've ever heard you talk about it. Is this live, Klaus? No. No, this is actually filmed in the future. I've got like a 10-minute buffer broadcasting into the past to you guys. Pretty magical. Maneki chart. I don't know what Maneki is. Please. Plus, don't do illegal trading. Good. Don't do illegal trading. Don't break any laws. Don't break any laws of any kind. Don't do it. It is part of YouTube's terms of service that I cannot encourage any illegal activity. And that's why I do not and will not condone any illegal activities. I ain't gonna stop you. You do what you want at home, right? We're at 80 minutes. Bitcoin is waiting for this stream to end to continue or reverse. I cut a little bit of my hair earlier. I'm gonna have to finish it up. The fade is coming back, boys. By the end of today, I'll have my legendary fade back. But these hairs are like flying all over the room and landing on me. I should not have done that. Mistakes were made from Clipper's eye control. Did I check people? I did not check people. Good day. Good day to you. What's up, Villasenor? Check out 𝐼𝐿𝐍. Adam Thomas hasn't filed taxes in 5 years. Good luck, my friend. Best. I file my taxes every year. I prepay my taxes every year. I don't want none of troubles from that money, man. Wrecked. Still wrecked. AVAX actually hasn't broken its low. That's showing some relative strength against the rest of the market. If it does, 23.72. Looking for that next long. I'll probably take that one. RSI still not pulled down as low as April. Price isn't either. Money flow's not bad. I'm seeing some signs of that rolling over slowly on the day. And we got 16 days. You know, we can go and we can do all these bearish charts and we can, whoa, talk about downside targets because these monthlies look terrible. But we are less than half of the way through June. We may be seeing an intra-month low. As long as it's a higher low from May, we're sitting pretty. A lot can change in that amount of time. It would not surprise me. Would not surprise me in the slightest if by the end of this month, sentiment was very different. I wish I knew if that was bullish or bearish. It could be much more bearish, or it could be very bullish. Wouldn't surprise me. In fact, I kind of expect it. I think by the time this monthly closes, opinions will have either greatly intensified or greatly reversed. It doesn't look too great, though. These lower highs, man, they are savage. They are savage. We just hit 113,300 subscribers. Well done, everyone. I appreciate you. You're the best. Let me see. Did I miss some? I probably did. Foggy Animation Academy. I see you. You subscribed. Mark Sintic. Niles Effort. Extended Trap. Looking at Maleki. Or whatever it is. Thank you for subscribing, man. Spell 808. Dale Winter. Zuvuya. Pointless Facts. Already got that one. Yo Endo. Treston Gamer. Filippo Reda. Man, we got quite a few. Bomb Biggie donated £6. He super chatted £6. Oh, wait, that was yesterday. Or Wednesday. Didn't include a message. That's okay. That's all right. 500 votes. This is your first live stream. 26% of you are saying yes. Well, I hope that's true. Welcome. You found the channel that you can call your home. This is where you want to be. On this channel, I try to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And I understand that that's not always what you're looking for. It doesn't feel good. But I promise if you stick around here, you're going to make it out much better than if you had never found this channel. That's the only goal here. I don't shill you crap. I don't want you to buy my bags. I want you to learn. I want you to make your decisions. I want you to be successful so that you can grow and share your passion of crypto just like I do. That's it, guys. It's Friday, boys. Hopefully you guys have some plans, some spicy plans. Grab some brews, roll some up. I don't know. Kick it. The weather's beautiful. Enjoy it. Bitcoin, whatever coin, it will be here tomorrow. I promise. It's okay to take a break from the charts. Everybody, hop in the Discord. Maybe we'll do a little patrony. No, not even patron. I haven't been doing the patron. We'll just do a little like social chat night, a little drink night. If you're in there, maybe I'll see you in there later tonight. That is all for me. I am going to go start my weekend. I hope you do the same. Make sure you've subscribed, hit the likes on the way out. We'll be live on Monday on the latest. Over the weekend, your homework. Check out the playlist of free trading education. There is no paid trading course, nothing. It's all free.